young beach body coach, just started recently. I want to share a little bit about myself with you guys and, you know, prove to you guys that anyone really can seriously do this. Let me share a little background first. I did gymnastics when I was younger. I was very athletic, very into sports. I wanted to achieve high goals for myself, held myself to a very high standard. I did soccer, I did track and field. When my gymnastics ended, I started doing cheerleading to kind of try to relate into something that I felt was fun, and cheerleading was it. Well, as high school went on, my ankle became an issue for me. As I graduated, I walked down the graduation aisle with a cast on my foot. Was not my proudest moment. I hurt my ankle quite a bit, which the reason I walked down the aisle with a cast on my foot to begin with was because I had surgery that year as a senior in high school. It was very difficult for me emotionally. It put this thought in my mind that because of having to have surgery and, you know, gymnastics is gone out of my life, which was my life, that I couldn't be happy. I didn't have something to keep me going, that drive, that wanted me to make new goals for myself, you know, pushed me forward or wanted to even meet new people. I literally kept myself hidden after that. I became very depressed, didn't want to get out of bed. It became very sad, a sad life to live. Because of graduating with the cast on my foot, doctors prescribed quite a bit of medicine to me for the pain. It ended up being a problem. To make a long story short, it ended up being an addiction for me, a way out, a way to find something else to be happy about, even though I wasn't really, truly happy. It was a way of hiding myself from people and a way of coping with it, and that's not a way to live. It got really bad to the point where I did shut myself out from people. I literally hung around negative people. It affected my professional life, my personal life. I ended up getting a job and that shortly got fired from. And that's not me. That wasn't me when I was younger, and it's not me now. So why did I let that become me, was my question, and it brought me down. I couldn't answer that question. You know, as time went on, I not only realized I was hanging out with wrong people and negative people, which affected me a lot, but it did completely shut me out. I had nothing to keep myself happy. I had nothing to look forward to. Even work every day was, what? I gotta get up and go to work. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. It got to the point where I ended up acting out in bad ways. The addiction became a problem with me doing things that I typically wouldn't do. Not only did I get addicted to pain medicines, but I started doing other things that I wasn't used to doing, like smoking marijuana and drinking alcohol. And to go from someone being very athletic and fit and healthy as a young kid, it just wasn't me. I wasn't happy. No matter what I did, I couldn't find anything to make myself happy. You know, my family, my friends, they'd always say to me, oh, you gotta find something that you're happy to do. You get up out of bed every day and you want to do it. I couldn't find it. You know, let me share a little bit more. While in this addiction, stole from my family, stole from friends, lied, and was good at it, which was awkward. But I was good at it, and I thought that that was my life at the time. Shortly realizing this is not me. I kept it hidden pretty well, which a lot of addicts would say that. They kept it hidden pretty well. And that was my goal. And how bad of a goal was that, to keep it hidden? That's not the way to live. That's not the way you want to inspire people. You know, I used to be so athletic with the gymnastics that that's how I wanted to inspire people. This is what I'm going to do. This is my life. And when it was gone, my life was gone. My sister, Melanie, realized that I had stolen money from her one time and threatened to call the police on me. And honestly, that was almost like an aha moment for myself. I said, this is wrong. This is not the way to live. You know, what am I doing? And still, after things that I've gone through, I still kept with the addiction. You know, and that's not the way I want it to be. She definitely pushed me to want to better myself at that moment. It made me realize. And the fact that she had threatened me to call the police was an eye-opener for me. She said, you either go to rehab and get help, or I'm calling the cops on you, even though you're family. And honestly, it was probably one of the best things she could have done for me. I'd hate to admit it. I didn't want to admit it then, but it was honestly the best thing she could have done for me. At that moment, my other sister, Kim, who is also a Beachbody coach, my Beachbody coach, stopped her. She stopped her from doing that. She called detox for me and helped me get in the very next day. That was the hardest moment of my life. I went into detox with blinders on, thinking I'm gonna get out of here, nothing's gonna change, I'm gonna go right back to the way it was. It was very emotional, very emotional. And while I was in there, all I kept doing in the beginning of the first few days was complain. And that's really, I should have been thankful. At that moment, my life was going to be changed for the better, but I didn't want to see it, okay? So I went through detox. Some of my family thought the things that I was complaining about, oh yeah, maybe I should have went somewhere else, I agree, maybe they should pull me out. No, I stuck it out, I did it, I finished it. Right after the detox, I went straight to rehab. And even still, I kept fearing, am I going to be able to control this when I get out of here? Am I going to be able to stop completely? And it was a fear I don't think I ever wanted to feel again. I really didn't think I'd be able to control it. But I got out, and my sister, Kim, my Beachbody coach, had said to me, why don't you start working out? Let's get you working out. Let's get something that you find interesting, that you can have fun with, and never go back, and never think twice about doing it. And I did. I found working out to be uplifting, energizing. It immediately changed me. I found Body Combat, and my life had completely switched and did a 180, which is not something I ever in my entire life thought would happen. My biggest fear going through the addiction was, this is it for me, you know? And finding Body Combat and being able to be fit enough to do it was my lifesaver. And my sisters were my lifesavers. Then Shakeology was introduced to me. Not only did I start working out and started getting healthier with the Shakeology, but I quit smoking cigarettes. I started working out on a regular basis to the point where I'm sad when I take one rest day now. But as soon as Shakeology was introduced to me, it really opened my eyes. I was not only unhealthy during the addiction, but still, even while working out, unhealthy. And becoming a Beachbody coach was introduced to me. And it really did open my eyes to, wow, there's really so many people out there that could use this just like I did. I needed that. I needed Beachbody. I needed Body Combat. I needed Shakeology in my life. If I didn't have it, God only knows where I would be today. And that's truly me being honest. While I was in rehab, I had almost like a closing ceremony when I left. All the people that I roomed with, they said nice things about you and passed along a marble to people and, you know, kept it hidden from you to kind of give like their feng shui on the marble and be like, okay, here's some good luck, you know, out there while you're gone. And I held on to that marble thinking to myself, this is going to be the only thing that's going to keep me from not going back. But when Beachbody was introduced to me, that completely changed my thought process. I'm like, I don't need that marble. But the marble still, it meant everything to me to get that thought process going for Beachbody. And my family. My family was very important in that role. But I'm actually holding the marble right here as I speak. There was things that people had said about this marble. They chose this specific marble due to the fact that it's bright, it's fiery, it has red in it, and every person that passed it around pretty much said the same thing. You have an energetic spirit about you. You're very uplifting, you know. And at that point, when people were making me realize maybe I can inspire, and then when Beachbody was introduced, it all kind of clicked, and I said, this feels right. This absolutely feels right. And unfortunately, I am practicing law at the moment. I'm not a paralegal or an attorney, but my sister Melanie, the one who threatened to call the cops on me, actually helped me get into a job where it also helps me keep me in control. I'm a legal assistant. I find that ever since Shakeology, my brain works in ways that I never thought could. I actually think things through now, which before, obviously, I didn't think things through. You know, I skipped a few parts a little bit, but there was times that I got arrested and kept doing the things that I was doing.
Tell them about the arrest. She's skipping over this on purpose.
Yeah, I am, but okay. I in the addiction, I literally did things I wouldn't do, as I said. There was a lady that I would call, and I would purchase pain pills illegally because I would go through what the doctors prescribed me way too fast. And I went to this lady, and I was going to get prescription pills, and she kind of screwed me over, yeah, and I called the cops. And the cops, surprisingly, actually helped me in this situation, which was very odd, but they did. But this lady, when I realized she had taken my money, had pulled a knife out on me. She did hit me, but I did what I could to defend myself. And when I called the cops, they said, we don't want to see you here in this town ever again. Don't come back. I said, okay, no problem, not a problem. I'm out of here. Adios. Well, drugs will make you do stupid things. I definitely went back. And the second time I was, well, I would say now fortunate, but at the time I would say unfortunate. I ended up getting arrested the second time, almost pretty much by calling the cops on myself. I mean, who does that, right? It got plastered all over the news. It got plastered all over Facebook. My mugshot was out there for everyone to see. It was an eye-opener. It was a wicked eye-opener. And that's why I say if I didn't have Beachbody, I wouldn't be here. Beachbody has saved my life.